Hey, I'm Brandon with RevZilla. Today on Ride Tested, we are checking out some new Bull-It jeans. I've got the Super 73, pretty pumped about that. So without further delay, let's hop on there and take a closer look. So we are checking out the Bull-It Covert Evo Slim riding jeans, zipping around on the Super 73. Man, this thing is a lot of fun back here, especially on these little gravel trails. The Covert Evo Slim jeans. Jeans for me are one of those things I don't really love riding jeans. They usually fit odd, or I think they're overly priced, or there's just always something with them that I just don't enjoy. And a lot of it's the fit, just the overall fit. They just kind of fit a little wonky here and there. Bull-It knocked it out of the park with the Evo Slims. I think I actually like these better than my rocker jeans, and I really love those rocker riding jeans, but they're expensive. They're like $450 for a pair of jeans, which is a bit steep for a lot of us out there. These are about $170 if I'm not mistaken. They're CE AAA certified, which is great. Bit of a caveat with that. I'll touch on that in just a moment. But the overall comfort, they knock them out of the park as far as the overall comfort compared to my rocker jeans and a lot of the other jeans that I've tried on. And I can assure you, I've tried on quite a bit over the years, and these by far are the most comfortable. So they've got about 89% stretch denim in here, 10% of that Covert material, and then 1% of elastane. They don't feel like yoga pants. I certainly don't want to say that, but they feel very comfortable. And I'm pedaling on this Super 73, and honestly, nothing feels restrictive. I really like how much room I have in the waist. Like, I can lean forward, I can lean back. And these are a 32. I typically wear a size 32 in most of my jeans and pants. And I still have a little bit of comfort room in the waistline. And I'm not mad about that, because as soon as you throw in the hip armor, I think it'll fit just fine for me. Some people need to bump up a size. I think we touched on that in the detailed breakdown in the studio, but the fit is perfect around the unmentionables, I will say, because that is a thing. Because if it feels, restrictive in that area, it definitely gets uncomfortable very quickly. I have a bit of a cycler's butt. I used to run a ton. I cycled a lot in college. I kind of have a big butt, so jeans fit me a little odd sometimes and feel restrictive and pull in certain areas where I would not like them to pull. And these do not. They're a slim option, but they're a very, very comfortable slim option. I wiped out here earlier, a little too much front, and it was a little slipperier than I thought. So that's a good testament to wearing riding gear, even when you're on a Super 73. I think riding jeans are definitely something that you can utilize, and gear, gloves, and stuff like that. Even though this is technically a bicycle, wiping out on the pavement at any rate is never going to feel good. That is for sure. Now, that Covert material. Now, I mentioned before, it's CE AAA rated, right? However, the way it's been explained to me is that in order to get those AAA certifications, they're also testing for impact as well. So not only abrasion resistance, but there's a bit of impact protection incorporated in that testing. However, these jeans, when they ship from Europe over to the US, they are not including the armor. They will have that CE AAA certification on all the branding and everything like that, but you do technically have to have that armor for it to pass that certification. Even though the abrasion resistant materials meet all those certifications, it's a bit weird. It's a bit of a caveat. If you need that AAA certification, you have to have that. You're going to need the armor included in these as well, and I think it's about $40 separately. Obviously, there's quite a few options when it comes to armor that can fit in these pockets, but just something worth noting, something worth keeping in mind there. Even still, with that extra expense, do I wish they would just bump the price up, $10 or $15, maybe $20, and give us all the armor? Yes. But it's still not a big deal, and especially when I compare to these two other options on the market, from a comfort standpoint, how well they fit, yeah, I still think the price point is spot on. So I'm really excited about what Bull-It's doing. I really like their line right now, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see Bull-It in this year's gear guides, because they're doing good things, doing a good job. Let's get into some questions. One of the questions was, people were asking, do these fit the same as the straight option? And they do not. These are the slim option. The straight option is going to have a little bit more room for you in the thigh as well as the back of the calves. I think the waist fits very similar, but you will have more room in the thigh and the calves. So pretty much just like most straight versus slim options, that is going to be the deal there. I would certainly say go with your typical jean size in these, and you should be perfectly fine. I don't think you'll have any issues whatsoever. The other thing, Covert. What is Covert? That came up quite a bit. So Covert obviously is an abrasion-resistant material, and speaking of that, they've got some additional Covert material at the knees, the upper thigh, the seat, kind of those areas where they're going to be prone to impact, the areas that you want them. But Covert plays kind of that material and what they're utilizing close to the chest, so unfortunately I don't have a whole lot to offer you there. We were trying to get a bit more information on exactly what they're utilizing in these jeans, but you know how it goes. Some people like to keep that recipe secret. Anywho, and then the last question was in reference to the waistline and just the fit in that area, which I did address already. I would say if you are going, for sure you're throwing in the hip armor, you could possibly go up to the next size. If you find yourself between a 32 and a 34 on a regular basis, maybe go with that 34 if you're going to throw in that hip armor, because it is going to take up a little bit of room, but I like the amount of comfort I've got in the waistline. Even with this 32, I've got a little bit of space, a little bit of comfort room, which I personally like because I'm a little bit more hunched over like this on my thrucks, and so certainly helps me out a bit in that circumstance. For anyone with a big keister, or you're a bit more athletically built, like I've got bigger thighs and a bigger butt, and I still like wearing slim jeans, these are really a great option if you're looking for riding jeans that's slim, that can accommodate maybe a little bit of a bigger build when it comes to the old biscuits and your thighs. So definitely keep an eye out for these. But guys, I'm going to get back to it. I'm having a good time here. I'm going to see if I can find some more gravel around here somewhere. Thanks for hanging out. Really appreciate it. If you got any questions, leave them in the comments. We'll do our best to get back to you. As always, keep it pinned.